You've just booked the greatest wrestling match of all time. The wrestling rating is incredible, your workers perform brilliantly, but somehow the segment still disappoints. Why? Because in TEW9, having a great wrestler isn't enough. Popularity is one of the most important mechanics in the entire game, and according to the official handbook, it affects far more than most people realise. Today we're going to break down exactly how popularity works, why it's everywhere in TEW9, and how understanding it can completely change the way you book your shows. Last episode we learned that every match has 3 important ratings: wrestling rating, crowd rating, and segment rating. We also discovered that popularity plays a major role in the crowd rating, and depending on your company's product settings, it can also heavily influence the final segment rating. But that's only scratching the surface. The handbook makes it clear that popularity isn't just a match mechanic, it's woven throughout almost every major progression system in the game. According to the handbook, every worker has a separate popularity rating in every region of the game world. Popularity simply represents how many people in that region know the worker and would be interested in seeing them perform. That's important because popularity isn't global. A wrestler might be hugely famous in one part of the world and almost unknown somewhere else. When your show takes place, the game uses the popularity from that region where the event is being held. Not an average, not worldwide popularity, that specific regional popularity. The handbook explains that every segment is influenced by many different factors, in fact potentially more than 100, but it specifically identifies 2 factors as the base of every segment: popularity and performance. Everything else builds on top of those. That means popularity isn't just something nice to have, it's literally one of the foundations of the entire rating system. This doesn't mean popularity always matters more than wrestling ability. The handbook explains that your product determines how popularity and performance are combined. Some products heavily reward star power, others care much more about in-ring performance. That's why 2 companies can book the exact same match and receive different results. Here's something newer players often miss. Angles work exactly on the same principle. The handbook recommends focusing your important angles on your popular workers because they're the people the audience reacts to. Then it advises matching each worker to the skills they are the strongest at, such as microphone ability, charisma, or acting. Popularity gets people interested. Entertainment skills determine how well they perform once they're on screen. This is where popularity starts affecting your long-term save. Your company's popularity in each region determines your company size, and your shows increase that popularity by outperforming expectations. As a general rule, if your show's final rating is significantly above your company's popularity in a region, you'll gain popularity there. Score below expectations and you risk losing it. As your regional popularity grows, your company grows with it. Popularity isn't only changing for companies. Workers are constantly gaining and losing popularity too. According to the handbook, worker popularity growth depends on several different factors. These include segment ratings, booking, the level of the show, how many people watched, momentum, and the size of the company. In other words, simply winning matches isn't enough. The entire context matters. Future Geordie here. One of the most interesting handbook mechanics that I missed is the company size limits to how popular workers can realistically become. The handbook explains that a tiny company simply can't create a world-famous star because there isn't enough audience exposure. On the other hand, workers on bigger shows naturally receive a popularity boost simply from appearing in front of a larger audience. The handbook describes this as workers getting a rub from performing on a bigger stage. Respect is another hidden system linked to popularity. Once a wrestler reaches a basic level of respect, further growth depends largely on their popularity and match ratings. That means becoming more popular doesn't just help your television ratings, it also helps build the workers' standing within the wrestling industry itself. Let's look at some practical booking tips. Popularity is one of the 2 base components of segment ratings. Worker popularity grows through strong segments, booking, momentum, company size, viewers, and show level. Company popularity grows by producing shows that outperform regional expectations. Company size influences how popular workers can become. Here's some practical advice, not from the handbook. Here's how I'd use that information in a save. Don't expect unknown wrestlers to carry your biggest angles. Introduce new talent alongside established stars so they benefit from stronger segment ratings. Focus on consistently good shows rather than chasing one perfect match, because improving company popularity unlocks bigger long-term growth. Those are practical strategies based on how the handbook system interacts. They're not rules stated by the handbook itself. So to recap, if there's one lesson to take away from today's episode, it's this. Popularity isn't just another stat. It's one of the central systems that connects matches, angles, worker progression, company growth, even long-term career development. Once you've understood how popularity works, you'll start booking different and your saves will improve because of it. Right, let's look at next episode. So next time we'll tackle another mechanic that causes plenty of confusion. Momentum. How much does it matter, and can great booking overcome poor momentum, or is momentum secretly deciding more than you think? We'll answer all of that using the official handbook, developer notes, and the Grey Dog Software Forum Q&A section. That's all for this episode. Catch you down the road.